All right. Hello, everyone. Katrina Wagner, she, hers pronouns from Health Promotion and Wellness here.
Hi, this is Katie Bellamy, she, her, hers, also from Health Promotion and Wellness.
And today we are talking all about HPW. And so we have invited our lovely graduate assistant, Christine Augustine.
Hey everyone, I'm Christine. Thanks so much for just inviting me here, and I love to see y'all's faces.
And another guest, we have Ben, our peer health educator, student coordinator.
Hello, Ben, he, him, his. I look forward to dropping some HPW knowledge.
All right, so I know today's session will be a little bit different, but welcome to our first ever Do Not Wait to Get Help. And so every week at Tuesday, 1 p.m. live on Facebook, we'll be talking with a new campus partner or community partner about some of the resources, services they offer, dispelling some myths, talking about some ways to access them and seek care as well. So we'll start off with none other but ourselves. And so I will be asking some of the questions today, and everyone will be rotating and answering some questions. But please feel free to take a moment now, and we would love for you to check in. So if you can use the link, so please check in at dhub.cglink.me/C818092195. So take a moment. You can log in now, maybe log in after our event, no worries. And then if we can just get started and have everyone talk a little bit about our services. So each one of us kind of oversees a particular part of HPW. So if we want to start off with Katie.
Sure. So like I said, Katie Bellamy, she, her, hers, and I am the substance misuse prevention specialist in the office. So I'll kind of highlight some of those offerings that we have. So in general, HPW has individual support and then workshops and programs and different groups. So within substance use, we have offerings for those who are living substance free, who are using and want to practice harm reduction, and then those who are in recovery. So for individual support, anybody can always reach out to me for a session to kind of explore their substance use, learn some harm reduction strategies. Ben and our HEAT members have lots of cool programs and workshops to talk about harm reduction. And then we, of course, have our recovery community, which is a peer support group at DePaul. So there are so many things our office does, but I'll just highlight those. Oh, and SEEDS. SEEDS is our substance-free community. So we have a recovery community, but then we also have a substance-free community. So you can always learn more about that by reaching out to me directly.
Perfect. Christine?
Yes. So again, my name is Christine. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And one of the many things that we do is provide training. So I want to just highlight the ViniVal bystander intervention training that we always provide. And please, please, please feel free to sign up. The ViniVal is really just about how to learn how to be an active bystander. So in this training, this 3-hour training, you will learn how to gain skills or even enhance the skills that you already have so that you could be an active bystander, not only when it comes to sexual related violence, but also in different spaces. And then another new thing that we're doing is we're providing recovery ally presentation or of work training. And so I'm super excited for that because this presentation or this training really highlights on how to be a recovery ally, basically meaning how to support and advocate for individuals who are in recovery. And that can look different for everyone.
Thanks, Christine. Ben?
Hey everybody, Ben, he, him, his. I work the closest with all the peer health educators. So the team of us, we go out and, like Katie said, we give workshops and put on presentations about health and wellness topics that are pressing for college students. And so people can request workshops for us to put on, but we also do weekly programming as well. I also work closely with SEEDS, which is the substance-free community that Katie mentioned. Doing things digitally this year is a little different, but a lot of fun. I look forward to just the learning curve of doing our workshops and making them digital, because that's something new that we're finally getting to dabble in a little more, and just look forward to it, what the upcoming quarter is going to bring.
Thanks, Ben. And I have the pleasure of overseeing all of our mental health and well-being programs, as well as in their interim as a sexual and relationship violence specialist. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about our individual services, but I get to oversee our HEAT peer educators and then offer various trainings and programs such as our mental health first aid training, wellness coaching, and some other great programming as well. So let's kick it off and talk about some ways and reasons that students might want to seek help from us. Katie?
Yeah, why not? One of my favorite phrases to say is that, like, if you're not sure if you need help, that we're a great place to reach out to. So sometimes we feel like we have to like have the answer, or we know exactly what we're looking for. But HPW, we really do anything and everything related to health and wellness. And if it's not a resource that we directly provide, one of the resources we provide is linking you to resources. So really, if it's anything under the umbrella of mental well-being, substance use or recovery, healthy relationships, consent, sexual and relationship violence, we probably are your go-to resource, whether that means we end up supporting you through whatever you're going through or finding you other resources. But maybe there's other questions like finding health insurance. And although we don't provide that, we can link you with places that do. So that's a long answer of saying, like, pretty much with anything that's related to your well-being as a student.
Thanks, Katie. Kirsty and Ben, what do you think might be a myth that would prevent anybody from seeking help from our office? Something that you might want to dispel here?
A big myth, I think, is just waiting, like Katie was saying, waiting till you need help. And here we go with today. Do not wait to get help. Like, just don't wait till you need the help, because again, we want to be the bridge, and we're the most useful to you when you know more of our resources before you actually need them. It's just easier to connect you in that case.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like the title of the myth, but I think a lot of times students want to reach out to offices such as HPW when it's an emergency, or but I think one thing about HPW that I love is that we're here to help wherever you're at. So if you're in the thinking stage of like, I don't know what resources I need, our pro staff are here to help you navigate that. And also just, we're here to help you during whatever process that you're going through. And that's something that I think it's really valuable. You know, you don't need to come to our office when you have a decision or when you're like, I know what I need. But I think it's helpful to have someone like our pro staff that helps guide you and asking questions that you may never ask yourself. So that's one thing I love about HPW.
And then if I can add one more, can I add one more thing?
Of course.
Is just, we're an accessible office, and we want to be able to provide resources for everybody. So whatever your identity and whatever services you may need, we can provide resources for that. So we're not like a one size fits all. We cater every approach, like personally. So yes.
Thank you both. One thing that both of you brought up was just reaching out, even when you don't know what you need, right? Or it might not be at a level where you feel like it's very concerning, but you're kind of like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Just do it. Just reach out to us, and we'll provide the various avenues of how to reach out to us. But yeah, as Katie likes to say, we are a resource of resources. So even if our office isn't what you're looking for, we're happy to talk with you and happy to connect you to another resource. And maybe, you can use us and other resources. So it's not a choose one, it's a, choose all that you want and that fits.
I want to add something to that, Katrina. I think it's starting to get busted, but this myth that like asking for help is a sign of weakness, or that you're supposed to be able to do it all on your own. So life is tricky. Being a student is tricky. And then you layer in all of the complications that we're experiencing this year. And so just highlighting that HPW, our services are free. Like Ben said, they're accessible, we're inclusive. So this is part of your experience as a student. It's not a sign of weakness that you might need support from us. It's, there's a reason that we are a free, accessible resource to you all. So it's actually a sign of strength that you're able to identify that maybe I need some support.
Absolutely. And I know this wasn't one question that we had curated, but I want to give some folks a few minutes to type in a question if you have for us. Please feel free to do so at any time. But what is one way that you, or multiple ways that you really take care of yourself and practice that self-care, especially when we're in these positions of helping each other and supporting folks? It's very, very important that we also take the time and the care to take care of ourselves. As much as we're telling all of you to do that, we also need to practice that as well. So Katie.
I'm up first. I would say I have two. So my ultimate favorite way is the sunshine, like getting out in the sun. So I did lots of that this weekend. So walking, anything that's out in the sun. And then it's not always like an enjoyable thing in the moment. Most of the time it is, but something that I stick to is daily meditation. And that definitely is like a really important time to check in with myself and just see where I'm at and create some stability of mind, body, and spirit.
Christine?
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said that, Katie, because for me, I think my favorite way is to, first, like wake up early than usual. I have been practicing that for a while now, and I really, really enjoy it because it gives me time to be with myself. I'm able to journal, I'm able to meditate, and just start the day off right. It's something that I love doing. And then I also sleep in early, which is sometimes a pro, most of the time, but sometimes it's a con because usually like people contact me, but I enjoy having, a great sleep routine. And it's really great to like look forward to waking up in the morning.
Ben?
Yeah, I think what's complicated my typical routine is just being online so much. So I need to take that time away. So I've been taking a lot of photographs. I like photography. So by making art, it just allows me a different outlet. But also, like everybody, the sunshine, exercise. I've been doing a lot of like rollerblading around the city to get from A to B because, we talk about all the facets of wellness, and financial wellness is one of them. So if I don't have to spend money on like a ride share and I can skate to wherever it is I'm going, like that's what I'm doing. So
Awesome. I didn't know you skated.
Yes.
What a great hobby.
Absolutely.
I will say very similar to Christine. I think routines are really key, especially having a morning routine and a night routine. A morning routine helps set my day up for success. When I'm able to get up, get some movement, have some breakfast, just have me time before I have to jump into work. And then a night routine, especially, I need that time to power down, like Ben saying, away from the computer, away from technology. So about an hour before bed, I make sure that my phone's away, things are, not looking at technology or anything like that. I sit down with some tea, some herbal tea, and just relax, read a book. And also similar to Katie, I've been adding much more mindfulness meditation in my day to feel much more grounded and prepared. It sets me to feel more focused in my sessions and in my work that I do. So thank you all so much for sharing. And, there's so many ways to practice self-care. And I hope that you all find ways to continually practice self-care every single day, because it's so, so important, like you hear everyone sharing today. And so our next question, what is one piece of advice for students that might be new to DePaul that you want to let them know about?
Can I go first with this one?
Of course.
Just sign up for whatever piques your curiosity. Part of, especially if you're new to the DePaul community, you might not have a place where you feel like you fit in yet. And so it's worth trying a lot of different places until you find the place that you do fit in.
I would say, kind of going off of that, a two-parter, go out of your comfort zone and take your time. So I think sometimes like our social anxiety can hold us up from like getting into those new places and spaces and finding our people. So challenging yourself to get outside of your comfort zone, and even if it feels weird to like, I don't know what this group is, but I'm going to go to their virtual meeting and see what it's all about. And so push yourself out of your comfort zone, and then also take your time. So of course, sometimes coming in, we expect like we're going to make our best friends within the first 3 days, but especially now that things are virtual, but really anytime, like this does take time. And so not getting discouraged if you don't have like your favorite group of friends and your 3 favorite clubs within the first week of school, like go slow, keep getting out of your comfort zone, challenge yourself to connect, and know that it takes time to find your crew.
Wow, you guys are stealing lines, but I'll say to give yourself some grace. Katrina always tells me this, and I have to literally say this to myself every day, but I think it applies as well to all students and even staff and faculty, to give yourself grace, because this is during a time that we, would never expect. And I know that I really do not like going virtual, but I give myself grace by really just finding every opportunity. So if I'm handled a circumstance, I'm like, okay, how can I manage this? And whatever that looks like that for you, just a reminder to just give yourself grace and remember to, take care of yourself, especially when being thrown at like certain circumstances.
Yeah. Such great advice. And I feel like as I was thinking about this question, I was thinking about all of these answers. So really, I just, we're all in great company here. And I feel blessed to work with folks who really get it. And, just one more thing I would add is just, be kind to yourself. Like Christine's saying, it's a really tough time. And we never know what somebody else is experiencing, and so we don't have to know what they're experiencing or have to have gone through it to be kind and empathetic and supportive, right? So just be kind with yourself, be kind with others, and just understand we're all going through this, right? And we all do understand, but giving yourself all of these things as well. All right, so our last question is...
Before we move on there, we do have a question that I want to highlight because it's related to this topic. So maybe if, Ben, if you want to take this, Brittany asks, how do new students find out about events and activities at DePaul?
Perfect. My favorite is D-Hub. So D-Hub is the campus-wide calendar, and it's like scrolling through a feed of endless opportunity and activities at DePaul. Like thousands of events are hosted on there. So all the clubs that want to host events, put them in there so you can find the date and time and find something that fits perfectly in your schedule. Also, social media pages are great too. I know on our social media, we advertise for the upcoming workshops we're putting on, so it's worth checking those out as well.
Yeah, and also I would like to add the DePaul app. They updated it, and it's really cool. It basically links to D-Hub. So if you have both, like that's even awesome, because it has just like all the events that are going on virtually. So that's also another resource.
Perfect. What a great question. All right. And so our last question. So what is your favorite job, part of your job at DePaul?
I say it all the time, so I'll just say it again. So I guess in general, my favorite part of my job, which is cheesy but true, is supporting students. And specifically, my favorite hour and a half of every week is the recovery community. So we meet every week, Thursdays at 5, and I do love supporting students in all areas, like in individual sessions and trainings and workshops. There is just something like very magical and non-judgmental and grounding and supportive that that is my absolute favorite hour of every week.
My favorite part is definitely meeting new people and being the bridge to get them to the resources that they're looking for.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think it's awesome that as peer health educators, you know, you are able to provide not only resources but like education, but it's a different way of how we approach it. You know, like we really just have a conversation and we provide a space that is safe and it allows individuals to reflect. And so I think that's the best part of being a peer health educator and like leading workshops. It's pretty cool.
Can I just add to that? Because Christine mentioned space, and that's like my second favorite is the space that we have our office. Like I miss the office. I miss like the big table and being able to sit and have conversations with students that come in or other PHEs. So that's a second favorite, and I'm sure we'll get to that one in a second.
Yes, I echo all of that. I think truly my favorite part of my job is getting to work with our staff internally. Our office assistants, Yamel, Michael, Ray, are the behind the scenes helping us, you know, do these types of things, helping us get our programs online, answering our phones. So shout out to them because we could not do our work without the three of them. They are a trio. And of course, our HEAT, our Health Education Action Team peer educators. We just onboarded 5 new HEAT members. So giving a shout out to Cindy, Molly, Brittany, Nikel, Peter, and of course our returning HEAT, Wynette, Natalie, and Ben. So they are a great group of students. So I encourage you to sign up for their workshops, sign up for our Wellness Wednesdays, Hot Seat with HEAT. We have a great group of students, a great pro staff. So get to know us, reach out to us. I'll put this up here. So this is how you can stay in touch with us. So at hpw@depaul.edu is our email. And then you can certainly call us to make an appointment or ask us questions, 773-325-7129. And then you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Healthy DePaul. So get to know us. We can't wait to meet you, and welcome to DePaul.